This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts. It's been a long road to this point. 52 weeks of having to live with the disappointment and the what could have been for the Flower Mound Jaguars. 1 year ago, one of the best teams in the state, heck, one of the best teams in the country, riding an undefeated district campaign in their back pocket into the postseason. And after a Game 1 win, their dreams were cut short by the LD Bell Blue Raiders in pretty dramatic fashion. So every time, a couple of extra reps in the weight room, a couple of extra pitches at the batting cages, all to make sure that the same thing doesn't happen again. And lo and behold, here we are, the first game of the postseason, and it's those very same Bell Blue Raiders coming here to the mound in Flower Mound to take on the Jaguars. The 2014 playoffs start right now. Flower Mound Jaguars hosting the LD Bell Blue Raiders. You can watch it right here on CSR TV. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to the new mound in Flower Mound for tonight's Class 5A by-district playoff Game 1. Between the Jaguars and the Bell Blue Raiders. Thomas Lee here with you along with the Dr. Alex Sterling, and we are ready to get things started here. Again, this has been a long time coming for the Jaguars. This is what they've wanted. And here we go. First pitch from Kyle Johnson on the outside corner for strike one. Mason Peterson leading it off. The sophomore center fielder batting second for LD Bell will be John Mark Gardner. The senior second baseman. Designated hitter Trevor Ward will be batting third in the lineup. Middle third of the order, Zach Plunkett, the senior catcher. Following that, Caleb Rose, the senior right fielder. And the junior third baseman, Chad Williams, will be batting sixth. Bottom third of the order, Chris Adams, senior first baseman, will be batting seventh. Batting eighth, Matt Molina, senior left fielder, and Austin Simmons, the senior shortstop. Rounding things out here tonight for head coach Paul Gibson. 2-1 count from Johnston to Peterson. Swung on, foul back to the screen, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kyle has aged like a fine wine this season. As we have gotten along, he has just gotten better and better every single start. 5-2 record on the year. He has 3 saves under his belt. His ERA has dropped to .46. 2-2 is grounded left side of the infield. Millard charging hard, scoops, throws on the run. Not quite in time. Bang, bang play over at first. And Peterson beats it down the line for an infield single. Again, Johnston on the year, 5-2 mark. 3 saves on the year, a .46 earned run average. I say that a couple of times. It's still hard to believe that is what he is sporting after a tremendous amount of tough competition week in and week out at 5-5A. Throw over to first, and the speedy Peterson is back in time. Again, .46 earned run average. This is his 13th appearance of the year. Coming in, he's thrown 45 1/3 innings, surrendering only 18 base hits, make it now 19 with the infield single by Peterson. 8 runs, only 3 of them earned for Johnston this season. Squaring to bunt, it's popped up, chance for a play by Andrews. He gets underneath it, makes the catch. That'll be the first down here in the first inning. On the season in those 45 and a third innings, Johnston with 9 walks against 69 strikeouts has hit 4 batters, and his whip is as impressive as his ERA, .596. In other words, in 60% of the innings he pitches, he allows either a walk or a hit. 40% of the time, nothing. Pitch breaks into the zone for strike one. Johnson saw the curve right there. He's also got a good changeup. Senior going to the University of Texas. The real pitch in his arsenal, though, is the fastball. Dives off the table, swing and a miss by Trevor Ward. The count is quickly 0-2. Long look in by Johnson. Checks the runner over at first, and Peterson now deals home. Gas inside corner, strikes him out in 3 pitches. First strikeout for Johnson, 70th of the year. Now tied for the team lead with B.J. Myers. And there's 2 gone here in the first inning. Defensively for the Jaguars tonight, Skylar Cox in left field. Connor Wanhanen is in center. Stefan Shimankevich over in right field. A gorgeous night for baseball here at the new mound. First pitch is high to Zach Plunkett. He lays off, 1-0 the count. At third is Tim Millard. The shortstop is Casey Jacobson. Noah Hill at second. First base is Sean Weimer holding Peterson on. And the battery, Mitch Andrews behind the plate. Kyle Johnston on the mound. Throw over to first. Great job, and he picked him off. That'll do it for the first inning. No runs on the hit, no errors, nobody left. Half inning in the books. Bell nothing. Jaguars coming to bat for the first time after these messages on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Welcome back here to the new mound in Flower Mound. We head now to the bottom of the first inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Blue Raiders in the top half of the first. Here in the bottom of the first inning, the Jaguars will send top third of the lineup to the plate. Connor Wanhanen leading things off, followed by Skylar Cox and Mitch Andrews to face off against Jordan Morgan, 5'9", 170-pound senior, toting the rubber for the Blue Raiders here in Game 1. A little bit of a delay as we have a player running on late. That's Matt Molina headed out to left field. And it looks like we're about ready to get things going. So, Morgan beyond the mound for the Blue Raiders here in Game 1. And lefty fires first pitch in there, strike one to Connor Wanhanen. Patience of Wanhanen showing there as he takes 1-1 now the count. 5-2 mark on the year for Morgan. A .91 earned run average for this Blue Raider club that went 22-7 in the regular year. Lefty fires, swung on, one hopper past the shortstop into left field for a base hit. Juan Hanen with a big turn, and now we'll trot back over to first base. Leadoff single in the first inning for the Jags. This is the 13th game pitched by Morgan on the year, and 46 in the third innings coming in. He has surrendered 39 hits, now making 40. 14 runs, only 6 of them earned. 8 walks against 15 strikeouts. Has hit a batter, and his whip is 1.01. You'd expect these two talented teams facing off. We'd have some good pitching, and boy, do we have it. Bunt being wound down by Cox. First base side, trying to beat it out, running down the line. Great play by Morgan to throw over to Adams. Check that, actually, Gardner covering the bag over at first. Sacrifice bunt. 1-4 does move Juan Hanen over into second in scoring position. And that'll bring up the catcher, Mitch Andrews. Let's go over Danny Wallace's lineup tonight here in Game 1 of the 2014 postseason. Connor Juan Hanen led it off. Senior center fielder batting first with a single. Skylar Cox, a sophomore left fielder, then sacrificed down the right field line to advance him over to second. And now the catcher, Mitch Andrews, the senior, digs in with a runner in scoring position in a scoreless ball game here in the bottom of the first. First pitch, slow curve, breaks in for strike one. Middle third of the order is the junior first baseman, Sean Weimer, will be batting fourth. Batting fifth, Tim Millard, the senior third baseman, and junior second baseman, Noah Hill, will be batting sixth. 0-1, off speed, swing and miss. Bottom third of the order, Ryan Sloma, the senior designated hitter, will be batting seventh. Batting eighth, Casey Jacobson, junior shortstop. The senior right fielder, Stefan Shimankevich, batting ninth. So again, Juan Hanen, Cox, and Andrews, top third of the order. Weimer, Millard, Hill, middle third. Bottom third, Sloma, Jacobson, and Shimankevich. Look back to second. Morgan deals, swung on, down the left field line, but 2 feet foul. Very close to a big-time swing there that probably would have played at the first run of the game, but everybody back to their respective positions. And Andrews will see another pitch. Mitch tied for the team lead in RBIs with 16. Tied with Jacobson. Swings at this one. Again, foul down the third base line. .359 average on the year for Mitch. Team leading 2 home runs. Tied for the team lead in RBIs with 16. Got a couple of stolen bases when he is playing first base in a game. Tonight, though, behind the plate. The 0-2 from Morgan. Time is called. No pitch. Umpires for this series, Justin Cooper is behind the plate. Over at first, we have Brett West, Scott Billingsley at second, and Ryan Thacker at third. 4 officials on the field now that we are into the postseason. And this crew will be with us for the entirety of this by-district round. 0-2 swung on to right field, and it's going to fall in front of Caleb Rose. Solid single for Andrews. Second Jaguar base hit of the night. Runners at the corners and 1 gone now as Sean Weimer will step to the plate. And before that happens, the courtesy runner will come in, Chad Paris. He of 23 stolen bases on the year will run for Andrews at first base.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 25, first base.
Bring in a broadcast partner tonight, Alex Sterling. And boy, this is probably exactly what Coach Wallace wanted to see here in the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, I think so. Let's say they're timely hitting. Let's see, Mitch nearly had a couple down the line, almost tagged Coach Wallace there on one of them. But yeah, I think this is the kind of start you want to get some momentum going, especially at the bottom of the first inning.
First pitch, Weimer takes that one as it falls down underneath his knees for ball 1. Just the second ball thrown by Morgan. And now 10 pitches here in the first inning. Swings at this one and drives it to left field. Molina ranging over at the track. In fact, it's going to be Peterson, the center fielder, that comes up with it. Tagging from third and coming home. The first run of the ball game. Brought in on the sacrifice fly RBI by Sean Weimer. Juan Hanan hits the pay station. And the Jaguars take a 1-0 lead in the first.
Good Thomas, you say taking advantage of opportunities there. Weimer gave it a shot, hit it to the warning track for a second there off the bat. I got a little excited going, hey, go, baby, go. It's just a little short. But you get the first run of the game with the way Kyle has been pitching all year, that's the way you want to get a good start for your pitching staff.
Paris takes off, curveball low and inside to Millard. No throw as Paris swipes his 24th base of the year. Morgan with a look back to second to Paris. Now deals home. Curveball, chopped left side of the infield. Williams has to go down to the really low to get it. Does scoop it out. And will throw over 5-3 as one third baseman retires another, and that'll do it for the first inning here from the mound. But the Jaguars take an early lead. They get one run on the benefit of 2 base hits. No errors, 1 runner left, 1 inning in the books. 1-0 your score. Flower Mound on top of LD Bell on CSR TV. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org. And welcome back here to the mound in Flower Mound. Thomas Lee here with you, along with Alex Sterling. Thank you for spending part of your Thursday night with us. So we get the 2014 playoffs started. Jaguars lead at 1-0. We head to the top of the second. Blue Raiders, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Jaguars, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Here in the top of the second, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. Plunkett, Rose, and Williams due up for the Blue Raiders. Facing off against Kyle Johnston as he comes out to begin his second inning of work. And Plunkett, who saw 1 pitch in the first, before Peterson was picked off of first base. Well, that one gets erased as if it never happened. Steps in, takes the first pitch, curveball in the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Gas on the outside corner. Perfect placement there. Kyle's ahead, 0-2. Zach is going to be Connor's teammate next year at TCU. Swings at this one. Pass a diving Millard into left field for a base hit. Impressive piece of hitting there. It was downstairs. He went with it, took it. A worm burner through the left side. Second base hit of the night for the Blue Raiders. So that'll bring up Caleb Rose, the senior right fielder. Shows bunt. Pitch misses outside. Plunkett, of course, reaching, then gives way to a courtesy runner, much like Mitch Andrews did. It's Riley Ferguson, the 5'9", 165-pound senior. And Rose swings at that one and fouls it off down the left field line for strike 1. So Riley Ferguson running for Plunkett over on first base. And at the plate is Caleb Rose. Throw over to first, and Ferguson back in time. Nice crowd on hand here for game one of this series. Tomorrow night will be over at LD Bell. Another 7:30 start for game two of the series. Rose squaring to bunt. Gets it down, first base side. Johnson feels it, underhand toss to Weimer. Sacrifice bunt. 1-3 if you're scoring at home. Ferguson moves over to second. And that'll be the first out here in the second inning for the Blue Raiders. Had a chance to talk to Paul Gibson before the contest. He got his 400th win a year ago against the Jaguars in game two of the series. Now 427 wins against 265 defeats. They said they play in such a big ballpark that manufacturing runs and playing small ball is a big part of what they do, and you saw it. Good execution right there. Low and inside, the pitch gets away from Andrews. Ferguson scampers over to third base. So Chad Williams, the junior third baseman, now is at the plate. With only one out and a potential tying run at third. An opportunity to tie the ball game even without the benefit of a base hit. .361 average, no homers, 13 driven in for Williams on the year. Good hack at that one, fouls it back to the screen. Ferguson at third, one gone. Johnston from the stretch. 1-1, bunt is down, but back behind. To the screen. Chris Adams has to jog over from the on-deck circle and retrieve the ball. Johnson with a chance here with a 1-2 count. Dodge bullet. Goes hard fastball high and outside. 2-2 the count. Johnson gets the sign from Andrews behind the plate. Checks a runner at third. Swung on. Foul down the left field line. Another close play. This half inning is brought to you in part by Syracuse Sausage, the best sausage in Texas, and it's sold right here at the Jaguar concession stand. Jags want to thank Syracuse Sausage for a 5-year partnership. And don't forget to come out, get your own Syracuse Sausage when you come see the Jaguars play here, the new mound in Flower Mound. Infield creeping in, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Johnston. And a big pitch there from the senior.
And Thomas, that's going to be key for Bell. How are they going to match up with that fastball? Completely different style in terms of pitching styles for Bell, starting pitcher to Kyle here. He's going to bomb it in there at 95. Can the Bell hitters keep up with it?
So now it's up to Chris Adams. Trying to frame it outside. Andrews can't get the call for Johnson. It's going to be ball one. Adams, .333 average on the year. $18 driven in. 19 would be a huge one. This Bell team, .320 average on the year. They're good at putting into play. But Plunkett has 4 of the 5 home runs as a team. Great location there. Runs in on the left-handed swinging Adams, and the count evens a ball and a strike. This half inning also brought to you by Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville and in Flower Mound on FM 407. They love to support Jag baseball. Their one love is cook-to-order chicken finger meals along with a unique Raising Cane secret sauce. Lupe Villarreal, the managing partner, gives back to the community because it's the right thing to do. So if you're looking for ways to raise money for your organization, give Lupe a call or stop by Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville or FM 407 in Flower Mound. 2-1, swung on right into the glove of Weimer at first. That'll do it for the second. No runs on a hit, no errors, one left. As Johnston is able to strand the base runner after a leadoff single. After an inning and a half, Jags lead it 1-0. Come back for the second, bottom of the second after these messages on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for Team Middle Management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at StatGeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Heading down to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0, Flower Mound with the lead on LD Bell. Morgan back out for his second inning of work. Face off against 6, 7, 8, Hill, Sloma, and Jacobson. And quickly ahead 0-2 on Noah Hill, the 5'9", 175-pound junior second baseman. Swings, drives this one back up through the box. Gets through, and no chance for a transfer or a play. Base hit for Noah Hill. Did a great job. Alex just driving that one back up through the box and letting his speed carry him on base.
Yeah, he really did. And something, Thomas, I've noticed in here for Morgan, for Bell, he's going to throw strikes. He doesn't necessarily throw it a lot of power on his fastball or kind of makes his speeds up, but he's going to throw it for strikes. And for Flower Mound, they've been patient here, especially toward the end of district play. If he's going to throw it over the plate like that, like Noah did, go get a piece of one.
Put it down the right field line. Sloma hustling, and he beats it out. He's safe. No throw for Morgan. Ryan Sloma with a perfect execution on the bunt. The first 2 men are aboard here in the second for the Jags.
Talked about how Bell likes to play the small ball. Flower Mound can do it just as easily here. And like I say, perfection there on the bunt. It wasn't going to get any better.
So now, steps to the plate, Casey Jacobson, tied for the team lead in RBIs with 16. He'll dig in from the right side with runners at first and second and nobody else. Of course, on this club, everybody may be asked to bunt. He may be laying one down here. Let's see. He does square to bunt, pulls it back, swings away, drives this thing to center field, and coming in is the speedy Peterson to make the catch. Good swing on the ball, just a little too much on it. But I like the aggressiveness shown by Coach Wallace and Casey Jacobson.
Well, we saw that work a couple weeks ago against Louisville, where I think it was Casey in the same position, lining up for a bunt, pulls it back, and then rips it down the third baseline. So it's all about, I guess, luck beats opportunity on that one. He just set it back and just put a little too much air on it there to center field.
So up steps Stefan Shimankevich, headed to Hill College next year, the 6', 175-pound senior. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Same situation, only there's one out. Shimmy calls for time and steps out. 231 average, 3 driven in on the year. But he's a speedster, 8 stolen bases. Low and inside, good take, 2-0. Wanhanen waiting on deck if Shimmy can get aboard. Squaring to bunt. Pitch breaks into the zone anyway. 2-1 now the count. 4 Jaguar hits here in an inning and a third. We've seen the offense continue to get better to the last half of the district campaign. Tries to lay down the bunt, then has to get out of the way as that thing was riding in on him. Great hitters count, 3-1 coming up here for Shimmy. Hill on second, Sloma on first. 1 gone here, bottom of the second. Jaguars already leading it 1-0. Threatening here. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's foul back to the screen, and the count goes full. Wanhanen has to track down foul ball. Mentioned Shimmy's speed with those 8 stolen bases. It helps out greatly if he can just put the ball into play. Morgan, the lefty, checking the runners. Time is called. No pitch. Home plate umpire doing a good job of making it clear that time was granted as he gets out almost completely away from the dirt cutout around home plate. 3-2 on the inside corner. First strikeout of the game for Morgan. This half inning of Jaguar Baseball is brought to you in part by D-Bat Louisville, a premier climate-controlled baseball and softball academy with 10 cages and a fully stocked pro shop. Stop by the academy tomorrow with your ticket from a Jaguar game and receive 75 free pitches from one of 3 pitching machines. Visit their website for more information. D-Bat Louisville. That's DBAT So the lineup now resets. Wanhanen steps to the plate. 390 average, home run, 15 driven in. Future Horned Frog digs in from the left side against the left-hander. Off speed. Stays outside for ball 1. Single last inning came around to score what thus far is the only run of the ball game. Trying to catch the outside corner. Morgan cannot. 2-0. Great hitters count here for Wanhanen. Off speed. That one can't catch the corner either. Being very careful here with Connor. And if he walks, that'll bring Skylar Cox to the plate. Sophomore in the on-deck circle now. Automatic. Morgan pumps in a strike, and the count is now 3-1. Talk so much about capitalizing on your opportunities. This is a big one here for the Jaguars. Pitch is outside, ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. First walk of the ball game for either side. It's Wanhanen on a 3-1 count. Hill moves to third, Sloma to second. And the bases are juice full of Jags here in the second inning for the 2-hole hitting sophomore Skylar Cox. 333 average on the year. Can't catch up to the first pitch, 0-1. Four singles in 12 at-bats for Cox. Single here would do a lot of damage. Off speed, breaks into the zone for strike 2. Danny Wallace with a conversation with Cox, and that provided an opportunity for the Bell pitching coach to run out. And I mean run out. He was hustling. That's Ryan Howard. He's his fourth year, second with Bell. Played his college ball at NC State. Moves pretty good. Bases loaded, 2 gone here, bottom of the second. Swings. 2 hopper, 2 short, underhand toss. Just ahead of the sliding Juan Hanan, and Cox is retired in a fielder's choice. 6-4 if you're scoring at home, and that'll do it for the second. Blue Raiders dodge a bullet. They get through the second unscathed after back-to-back base hits to lead off the frame. No errors, and the Jags left them loaded. 2 innings in the books, 1-0 your score. Flower Mound on top of LD Bell. You're watching playoff baseball on Champion Sports Radio, CSR TV. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. We head now to the third inning, 1-0 still the score. Jaguars on top of the Blue Raiders. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for LD Bell. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Flower Mound. Thomas Lee here with Alex Sterling. Thank you for spending part of your Thursday night with us here. Game 1 of this series. Game 2 will be tomorrow night as we shift over to LD Bell. 7:30 first pitch again. And then Saturday, if Game 3 is necessary, we'll be back here at the mound for a 2 o'clock start. Here in the third, 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Blue Raiders as Kyle Johnston comes back out for his third inning of work. Be Matt Molina, Austin Simmons, and we'll see Mason Peterson again as the lineup resets. First up is the 8-hole hitting senior left fielder, Matt Molina. Johnston's fastball inside. Ball 1 of the at-bat. .323 average on the year. 9 driven in for Molina. Takes strike 1. That one misses outside. 2-1 now the count. Of course, so much has been put on this series from a year ago. 2-1 is swung on and driven to center field. Juan Hanan hauling it. Runs underneath it. That'll be the first out here in the third. Jaguars, of course, with that unbelievable 15-0 mark in district play. They ran a rough shot through some of the best teams in Texas, as evidenced by Marcus going 4 rounds deep in the playoffs. First pitch to the 9-hole hitting Simmons is in there for a strike. Simmons, 6'2", 165-pound senior shortstop. But it was just such a huge upset those last 2 games, and particularly the way that Game 3 unfolded. I know the current players are extremely focused on making something happen. I know some of the seniors from last year feeling the same way. 0-2, outside corner, strike three, got him looking. Third strikeout for Johnston. 2 gone here in the third. So that'll bring up Peterson now. Reaching an infield single, but then was picked off. Big swing on the first pitch, comes up empty for strike one. 386 average on the year. No homers, 12 RBIs for the sophomore center fielder. Jaguars coming out and playing well here tonight. Finish my thought. It's a big deal. Try to exercise some of the demons of last year. 2-1 count to Peterson. Johnston kicks and fires at 2-1. Inside corner. Really doing a good job, Doctor, of changing up the attack point in the zone against these hitters.
Yeah, he's not staying in one spot, hitting the outside, inside, and that's really kind of challenging the hitters trying to figure out, okay, especially when he brings the blur of that fastball, and then, where is he going to place it?
Yeah, when he does it low and inside, high and outside. The movement on the pitches, makes it tough. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Shallow center field. Honan jogs in, gets underneath and makes a catch. And that'll do it for the third. It's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base as Johnson sets down the Blue Raiders in order. 2.5 in the books. Jaguars continue to lead 1-0 on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
And welcome back here to the new mound in Flower Mound. Thomas Lee, Dr. Durling alongside. Flower Mound leads it 1-0 over LD Bell here in Game 1 of this best-of-3 bi-district playoff series. Bottom of the third inning. 3, 4, and 5 spots in the Jaguar lineup. Andrews, Weimer, Millard due up to face off against Morgan out to begin his third inning of work. The first pitch to Andrews. Can't find the zone. 1-0 the counts. Mitch with a couple of near huge hits. Just foul, and then was able to flare one off the end of the bat to shallow right field in his first at-bat. That was, of course, in the first inning. After falling in an 0-2 hole as well, those 2 pitches he fouled off, pretty impressive. Nearly put him in play. 2-1 curveball, can't find the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Morgan, as with the rest of the Blue Raiders staff, fastball, change-up, curve pitchers. 3-1 misses outside. Leadoff walk. Second walk issued by Morgan. 2nd and 3 batters. Paris will come on and be the courtesy runner once again for the catcher, Andrews. So that'll bring up Sean Weimer, junior first baseman, with an RBI sacrifice fly the first time up. Throw over, and Paris is back in time. Paris with his team-leading 24th stolen base back in the first inning. Another throw over to first. I think Morgan may pay a little bit of attention to Mr. Paris on first base. What do you think, Doc?
Yeah, especially after the stolen base he had last time. He was 3/4 of the way there before the catcher could even look at him, and he's done that a lot this year. I was talking about Kyle having a blur of a fastball. He's a blur heading on the base path.
Lefty's got a good view as well. Off speed, trying to snap throw down to first. Bounces in. Nice job by Adams to keep it in front of him. Here's a pitch. Takes off. Pitch is hit high into the air. Center fielder is underneath it and will make the catch. So fly ball to center off the bat of Weimer. First out here in the third inning. So that'll bring up Tim Millard.
Number 3, Tim Millard.
316 average. 11 driven in on the year for Timmy. 6 foot, 200-pound senior going to Dallas Baptist next year. Swings at the first pitch, lines it right into the glove of Adams, who gets up from his knees and steps on the bat. Easy double play there. Ball lined right into his glove. Adams then just turns around, takes a step, and that'll end the threat in the third. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. An unconventional 1-2-3 inning, but still effective for Morgan and the Blue Raiders. But they continue to trail the Flower Mound Jaguars. 1-0 is your score. Back to the new mound in Flower Mound after these messages on CSR TV.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
And now to the fourth inning. 1-0 is your score. Flower Mound on top of LD Bell. No runs, 2 hits. No errors for the Blue Raiders. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Flower Mound Jaguars. This is game 1 of the best of 3 series here in the bi-district round of the playoffs. Johnson here in the fourth. First pitch to John Mark Gardner. In there for strike 1. 38 pitches now thrown by Johnston. 27 for strikes. Ground ball, right side of the infield. Booted by Hill. The throw over is not going to be in time. Good job by Gardner to just hustle down the line. He'll reach on an E4. And the leadoff man is aboard here for the third time in 4 innings for the Blue Raiders. Garner, .373 average, reaching base. Now he'll give way to Trevor Ward, 6 foot, 215-pound senior. Struck out looking on 3 pitches in the first. Johnson starts him out with a curveball that stays above the letters. Ward at the plate, .323 average, home run, 23 driven in. Trailing only Plunkett's 28 ribbies on the year for the Blue Raiders team lead. Couldn't catch up to that one. 1-1 now the count. Trevor's going to play at Southern Arkansas next year. The senior designated hitter for LD Bell. Johnson comes set. Check the runner. Runner takes off, swing and a miss. Andrews' throw is down there in time, and it guns him down. Garner caught stealing. Pitch was a strike, and so now there's 1 out and a 1-2 count on Ward at the plate.
Just a snap throw there by Mitch, just right on the money. I think it helped Kyle throwing the fastball, gave him plenty of time to catch it and react to it and get the throw down.
Gas, the 1-2. 4th strikeout of the game for Johnson. Quickly, there 2 gone, but you're thinking exactly the same way I am. I think I might be able even to throw out some of these speedsters if Johnson's pumping it to me in the mid-90s. Mitch did a great job of popping out of his stance and getting the ball down there, and able to apply the tag on one of the fastest players for the Blue Raiders. We're not going to test that theory, though. We're not going to do that later on. I think the fastball would hit my mitt, and I'd be just like, oh, I wouldn't be able to throw. So Zach Plunkett steps up, and the bases are clean with 2 gone. Pounding the strike zone now, 0-2 the count. You know, as a catcher, doctor, you know I could do that. I don't think I can. I can't even go that far. I bet I could throw you out, Doc. If you were at first base taking off, I bet I could throw you out. Swing and a miss. Gas again. Back-to-back swinging strikeouts. Close the door in the 4th. That gives Johnston 5 in the game. The Jaguars continue to lead 1-0. Halfway through the ball game, 1-0 your score. Jags on top of the Blue Raiders. Back to the new mound after these messages.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Great ball game so far. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Jaguars leading it 1-0 over the Blue Raiders. Plating 1 run in the first, the form of Connor Wanhanen. Leadoff singled, sacrificed over. Finally driven in on a sacrifice fly RBI by Sean Weimer. And that, so far, is all the scoring we've had here tonight. Here in the 4th, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8, just like it was in the 2nd. Hill, Sloma, and Jacobson due up. Morgan out there to begin his 4th inning of work. First pitch, ball 1. Hill tries to check his swing, and ball finds the bat anyway, and the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Noah 1 for 1, started off the second with an infield single. Back-to-back hits for the Jags in that second inning, but weren't able to do any damage or get anything across, as Morgan was able to pitch out of the jam. Defensively behind Morgan, Matt Molina's in left field. Mason Peterson, tremendous prospect, a sophomore in center. Caleb Rose over in right. The pitch catches the outside corner. The count is now 2-2 to Noah Hill. Noah, one of 8 Jaguars in double digits in RBIs, but he's not going to get a chance to do much of anything here as he strikes out looking against Morgan here in the 4th inning. So lead off strikeout, and that'll bring up Ryan Sloma, the designated hitter, 5'9", 175-pound senior. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Jumped all over the first pitch he saw as he put a bunt down the first base line and was executed perfectly. This one he swings and kind of chops it back just in front of the mound. Great stretch by the first baseman, Adams. Hang on to that throw from Morgan. Wow. That I could not do, and I'm not even going to pretend I'm going to try. Great job by Adams over at first, and there are 2 gone now here in the 4th. This half inning brought to you in part by Point of Origin Design, your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. They offer a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products with competitive pricing and quality work. You can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. For more information, visit pointoforigindesign.com. Point of Origin Design designed the Jaguar playoff T-shirts that are available. So 1-0 pitch is swung on and driven to right field. 3 players converge. Caleb Rose makes the catch, and that'll do it for the 4th. A 1-2-3 inning. The Jaguars are set down in order. 4 full in the books. Jags lead at 1-0. Playoff baseball continues in a moment here on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Take me out to the ball game.
Head now to the top of the 5th inning. Johnson on the mound. He's got a 1-0 lead in his back pocket as the Jaguars continue to lead the Blue Raiders. Here in the 5th, it's going to be 5, 6, and 7 due up. Rose, Williams, Adams face off against Johnston. Here's the first pitch. That's ball 1. 47 pitches now thrown for Johnston, 34 of them for strikes. Fastball downstairs, 2-0 the count. Blue Raiders have had a leadoff base runner in 3 of 4 innings tonight, but are still scoreless. Trying to frame that one. Mitch tries to catch the corner. It does not. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Good crowd on hand, boisterous crowd, as you would expect here at playoff time. And it's a 4-pitch walk. First walk of the night by Johnston. And Caleb Rose is aboard with nobody out. That is the 10th walk of the season by Kyle. Conversation from Paul Gibson. Bunt back to the fence here for strike one off the bat of Chad Williams. Pinch runner over on first base. JV Cullip. Broussard is the name we have on the roster. But I apologize to the Broussard family. We don't have a first name. So Kyle Broussard running for Rose over at first base after a 4-pitch walk. Now Williams with a 1-1 count, squaring to bunt. Johnston from the stretch. Pitch is high, 2-1 to count. Bunt back in front of the plate. Johnson fields it, looks a second, throws over to first to get the sure out. Sacrifice bunt 1-3. Williams is retired. That moves Broussard, the runner, over to second with one gone. That'll bring up Chris Adams, 333 average, 18 driven in on the year. Potential tying run at second as the Jaguars lead at 1-0. And Adams steps out, calls for time. Lined a ball right to Hill at second to end the second. Right on the outside corner for strike one. This half inning brought to you in part by AOS Engineering, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. AOS is a commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineering firm based in Plano. They're registered in multiple states and provide engineering services for multiple types of projects. Give them a call at 214-423-3030 or visit aos-engineering.com to see how they can help you on your next project. AOS, providing exceptional engineering services without compromising integrity. Couple lookbacks from Johnson over to second to keep Broussard close. Turns, throw, fake throw to second. Hangs onto the ball. Johnson ahead in the count, 0-1 to Adams at the plate and one gone. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. Decent lead for Broussard at second. Time called, and Adams steps out. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, lifted to center field. Wanhanen ranging over to his right will make the catch. There are now 2 gone here in the 5th. Student sections giving each other a hard time. Like to see that. So with 2 gone now, Matt Molina, the senior left fielder, digs in. .333 average, 9 driven in on the year. Andrews with a quick conversation with Johnson out of the mound. Now trot back behind the plate. First pitch to Molina. Johnson checks the runner at second. Gas under the knees. Ball 1. High, throw down to third. The runner takes off. The ball goes off the glove of Millard. The air is going to lead to a run scoring as Broussard was dead to rights. The ball pops off the end of the glove of Millard. Broussard rounds third and comes home to score to tie the ball game at 1.
That's a tough one for the Jags. Andrews he hit Millard right on the money, right on time. Broussard was going to be out and just bounced out of Timmy's glove, and they get that run in. But here's where, for Flower Mound, to learn from your deal from last year, don't get caught up in, okay, it's tied. You're fine. And that's what I like about Kyle right there. Go ahead, go throw a strike, get back into it like, hey, he scored, we're done with it, get him out, and let's go get our offense back out there.
Again, attacking, going down the line. Field umpire says that Molina did not go around. It's first base umpire Brent West with the call. So a 3-1 count now, 2 gone. Johnson trying to close the book on the 5th. Swing and a miss. Gas. Full count. We got scores from the other 5-5A, 6-5A games to get to you here after this pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swung on, lifted to left field. Cox backs up a couple steps, now camps out underneath it, and will make the catch. That'll do it for the 5th inning. Blue Raiders get the run they need to tie it up. They do it without the benefit of a base hit. There was an error, and nobody left. 4.5 in the books. We're tied at 1. While the Jaguar players go through the love is gone routine, we'll step aside for a break here on CSR TV. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org. back here to the mound at Flower Mound. We are tied at 1 apiece. Jamison Hanna hitting in the 9 spot, swings at an 0-1 pitch and drives to left field. Molina is there. Underneath it, makes a catch, and there's one gone now here in the 5th. So Hanna came in defensively in replace of Shimankevich. Bats for him here in the 5th inning. It flies out to left. Lineup will now reset. Juan Hanan will step to the plate. 6'2", 185-pound senior headed to TCU. 1 for 1 tonight. Single, scored, also worked a walk. That was in the 1st and 2nd innings, respectively. Now up here for the 3rd time in the 5th. As Morgan has really settled down. Settled in and doing work. Morgan has retired 6 Jaguars now in a row, dating back to a walk to Andrews to lead off the 3rd. Doc, I don't think he has any interest in pitching to Connor Juan Hanan.
No, and why would you? I mean, it's the kid's batting close to 400 all year. Like, go take your chance with Cox. Although that could prove to be dangerous, as he has proved here when he's got opportunities that he can do something with the bat as well.
4-pitch walk to Juan Hanan, 1 out base runner for the Jags, and Skylar Cox will now step to the plate. This half inning of Jaguar Baseball is brought to you in part by Dr. Richard J. Martin, a board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgeon conveniently located in Louisville for over 10 years. Dr. Martin specializes in the removal of wisdom teeth, placement of dental implants, and has an in-office 3D cone beam scanner. He also files most dental insurances. So give his office a call at 972-434-0050 to set up a consultation. Juan Hanan, 13 stolen bases on the year. Morgan keeping an eye on him. Kind of a pitch out there. Evens the count 1-1 to Cox, a 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. Great sacrifice bunt in the 1st, and then was retired a fielder's choice to close the 2nd. Curveball misses downstairs, 2-1 now the count. Your other scores from the other bi-district series here in 5-5A, 6-5A matchups. Hebron on top of the number 1 team in 6-5A, Colleyville Heritage, 6-0, top of the 5th. Marcus and Trinity are tied at 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cox swings this one and drives it to left field. Molina a few steps back, now comes in a couple. Will make the catch. It'll be 2 gone here in the 5th inning. And Coppell is leading them. It's 5-2. So 2 games deadlocked in a tie, and the other 2 games, which should have 6-5A leading. In fact, 5-5A third place and fourth place finishers, Coppell and Hebron, leading the top 2 teams from 6-5A. Andrews steps up, takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. Swung on, high into the air. Very shallow center field. The shortstop, in fact, ranges back to make the catch. No, and it pops out of his glove. The goal sign is on. Juan Hanan is home. Connor never quit on the play. And the ball popped out of the glove. And the error is costly as the Jaguars take a 2-1 lead.
Give Coach Wallace a lot of credit. He was right on the ball there. He's watching Juan Hanan the whole way, and the second he saw it drop, didn't hesitate, sent his speedster to the plate, and he could have walked in. They made that look. That just shows you even what would seem like a routine fly ball, you keep running anyway, because something like that, 1 out of 100 will happen, and paid off for the Jags.
Weimer turns and drives this one high into the night sky down the left field line. Left fielder's underneath it. Molina will make the catch, and that will do it for the 5th. But a 4-pitch walk results in the go-ahead run coming around to score for the Jaguars after a 3-base error charge to the shortstop for the Blue Raiders. In the 5th, 1 run without the bit of a base hit, 1 costly error. 1 runner left on base. 5 full in the books. Jaguars lead at 2-1 on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
We head to the top of the 6th inning. Each team with one unearned run in the 5th. Jaguars lead at 2-1. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be the 9-1 and 2 spots of the Blue Raider lineup. Austin Simmons leading it off. Mason Peterson and John Mark Gardner due up here in the 6th as Johnston is back out to begin his 6th full inning of work. We told you earlier that Jamison Hanna came in replace of Stefan Shimankevich in right field. Now here as we head to the 6th inning, Darren Arnold comes in replace of Skylar Cox in left. So a speed upgrade in the outfield for Danny Wallace and the Jaguars. As Johnson's first pitch to Simmons is inside for ball 1. 64 pitches now thrown by Johnston, 41 for strikes. Going strong here in the 6th. Fastball under the knees. 2-0 the count. This half inning brought to you in part by the Texas Sticks Baseball Club. They're an organization of select teams with a common goal of player development. The Sticks program is designed to help athletes move on to play collegiate-level baseball through hard work and exposure by playing at the highest level of competitive baseball. For more information on the Texas Sticks, visit their website, TexasSticks.com. That's TexasStix.com. Proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. 2-1 from Johnston to Simmons. Catches the outside corner, 2-2 the count. Two. Johnson thought he had him. So did Mitch behind the plate. Jacobson started to run in at short. Count instead runs full. Johnson will need to make one more pitch to get Simmons, who he struck out on 3 pitches in the 3rd. Johnston kicks and fires the payoff. Low and inside, ball 4. Second walk of the night issued by Johnston. And that makes 5 of 6 innings that the Blue Raiders have gotten the leadoff man aboard. Now this is a nice piece of sportsmanship right here. Earlier in the ballgame, Danny Wallace was having a conversation with one of his batters, and the Blue Raiders took the opportunity to run the pitching coach out to the mound to talk to the troops. Kind of a free visit, if you will. So, Coach Gibson doing the same thing, calling over the sophomore Mason Peterson to the 3rd base box, and Coach Wallace showing a good piece of hustle, getting out there to the mound to have a couple of words of encouragement to Johnston. Peterson squaring to bunt, deals, pulls it back, and the pitch catches at the knees for strike 1. Peterson came in with a .386 average. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Infield single in the 1st, but was picked off. Also has a fly ball to center. Bunt popped up, playable. Johnston makes the catch. He and Andrews almost collided. I think Kyle called him off at the very last second. So a pop-up back to the pitcher. Circle 1 on your scorecard. And there's one gone here in the 6th inning. So that'll bring up John Mark Gardner, who reached on an error in the 4th, but then was thrown out trying to steal second. Gardner, .373 average, but 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch can't catch the zone. It'll be ball 1. Staff inning also brought to you by Anamiya's, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Treat yourself to more than 50 menu choices from the classic to the creative Mexican dish. Anamiya's is the best Mexican restaurant in Flower Mound and a top Dallas caterer. Conveniently located at 1900 Long Prairie Road, Anamiya's is open Sunday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and on Saturdays until 10:30. Everybody goes home happy after eating at Anamiya's. Under the knees, 2-0 now the count to Gardner. Trevor Ward on deck. The DH. So top 3 spots in the lineup are now 1 for 7 in the contest. 2-0 misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes to count. Nimitz Vikings trying to come back in this one. They now lead it, they trail only by a run as they've played 2. They bat in the top of the 6th. Coppell's lead now just 5-4. As the automatic from Johnson is in there for strike 1. (3-1) squares the bunt, low and outside. Third walk of the night for Johnson, who came in with just 9 on the season. And the second here in this inning. Infield comes in to try to pick up their brother on the mound. Meanwhile, Marcus has taken a 3-2 lead on Trinity as the Trojans bat in the bottom of the 5th. And Trevor Ward steps up. .323 average, a home run, 23 driven in. And he may not face Johnson as there's action in the Jaguar bullpen. And Wallace, with a slow walk out to the mound, is going to clean things off and have a conversation with his infield. Hebron continues to lead Colleyville Heritage. Hawks now see their lead shrunk to just 4 runs. 6-2 is the score as Hebron bats in the bottom of the 6th. So that means in all 4 contests right now, the 5-5A representative has the lead. And it looks like there's going to be a pitching change. And that'll be the end of the day for Johnston. 5 1/3 innings for the future Texas Longhorn. He leaves with runners at first and second and 1 gone. The Jaguars will bring in another future Big 12 pitcher to take the mound. New pitcher is B.J. Myers. King of the slider, the right-hander, getting ready to go. 6 foot, 190 pounds senior, signed to play with West Virginia. Myers with a 7-1 mark on the year, a .57 earned run average. 14th appearance of the year here for Myers. In 49 1/3, he has surrendered 23 base hits, allowed 11 runs, but only 4 of them are earned. 9 walks against 70 strikeouts. Has hit 3 batters, and his whip .649. 65% of the time he allows a run or a hit per inning. It's pretty impressive. That's just one run or hit. Pretty impressive stuff. So Myers now on the mound. Close the book on Johnston, but he is still responsible for the 2 men he walked here in this inning.
And Thomas, we saw a role reversal of this in district play where when BJ would go pitch, Kyle would come in as the stopper at the end of the game. Similar style pitchers. I think BJ's got a little more in his repertoire, like I say, with the slider. He can still bring the heat, but he's got that killer instinct that will be useful here with the 2 runners on. BJ, it's like they won't even be there for him. He's just going to go attack, throw for strikes, attack the strike zone, and get him out of this inning.
He's got to face the top 2 run producers in the Blue Raider lineup, and the only 2 with home runs on the year, Trevor Ward and Zach Plunkett in the on-deck circle. Runners at first and second, 1 gone. Slider snaps in for strike 1. Jaguars leading it 2-1, as the 2 teams have only plated 1 earned run out of the 3 total that have crossed the pay station. Swung on, fought off, foul, back up and over our heads. And Myers quickly ahead of Ward, 0-2. 323 average, home run, 23 driven in for the 6', 215-pound senior. The designated hitter for LD Bell, Trevor Ward. Myers with a look to second. Off speed. Foul back to the screen. Count remains 0-2. This half inning brought to you in part by Kohl's. You can expect great things from Kohl's and the Kohl's Cares Community Volunteer Program. Kohl's, a proud 5-year sponsor of Jaguar baseball. Simmons on second, Garner on first. 1 gone. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Myers. 3rd strikeout of the night for Ward. And there are 2 gone now here in the 6th.
And that's why you bring him in, Thomas. We've had Coach Wallace say kind of why Kyle would come in for BJ in other situations. Bring the fresh guy in, go in there, and let's say, go get the job done. And that's a great way to start it with a strikeout.
So Zach Plunkett, future TCU Horned Frog, steps in. The golden opportunity. Runners at first and second, 2 gone. First pitch to him is a slider on the outside corner for strike 1. Plunkett singled in the second, struck out in the 4th, both of those against Johnston. The home run and RBI leaders for the Blue Raiders up in a key situation here in the top of the 6th. Slider. Strike 2. Again, Simmons on second, Garner on first. 0-2 pitch. Gets him on the outside corner, freezes him. 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts. Myers gets the Jags out of the jam in the 6th. No runs come across. There were no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. 5.5 in the books. Jaguars lead it 2-1 over LD Bell. Come back for the bottom of the 6th after these messages on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ChampionSportsRadio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter at Champion Sports and Facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
First pitch swinging, driven up into the air into left field. Millard flies out to left. That'll be the first out here in the home half of the sixth. 5, 6, and 7, Millard, Hill, and Sloma due up here in the sixth inning. Jaguars leading it 2-1 over LD Bell. Game one of this best-of-3 series continuing here from the new mound in Flower Mound. So that'll bring up Noah Hill with one gone. Hill 1 for 2 tonight. Infield single in the second. Struck out looking in the fourth. Morgan, the lefty, still out there. Takes first pitch outside for ball one. Update the scores in the other bi-district games in this matchup here between 6-5A and 5-5A. Abrams still leading Heritage, 6-2, bottom of the sixth inning. Marcus on top of Trinity, 3-2 at Trojan Field, bottom fifth. Coppell leading by a run over Nimitz at home, 5-4, bottom of the sixth inning. And again here at Flower Mound, Jags lead at 2-1 over LD Bell, bottom of the sixth. Noah steps out. Now back in the 1-2. Off speed. Tried to hold up. He did hold up. Well, he followed that one all the way down to the ground and kept the head of the bat behind his hands. And the count is now 2-2 instead of the punch out. Can't find the zone there. Count is full. Matt Molina in left field. Mason Peterson is in center. Caleb Rose over in right. Pitch is high. It's a walk. Fourth walk issued by Morgan and a one-out base runner here in the sixth inning for the Jaguars as they look for some insurance. This half inning brought to you in part by Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village. They're a family-owned business delivering the best, most convenient medical care to friends and neighbors. Range of services include primary care to urgent care, immunizations, school and sports physicals, and so much more. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through its IMPACT program via the Texas Health Sports Network. For more information, visit rapidmed.com. Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Pinch runner coming on for Hill. That's Alec Pollock. Pollock, the 5'8", 165-pound senior. Now running over on first base as we'll have a new hitter here for Sloma in the DH spot as well. And this is Nick Thornquist, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore. Smokes it foul down the third base line. And the count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Foul back to the screen. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Well, the Trojans just took the lead on the Marauders 4-3 on a 2-run single by the pitcher, Wes Engel. So Trinity 4, Marcus 3, bottom fifth. As Thornquist pops this one up all the way back to the screen. Nice job by Plunkett to get back there and make the catch in foul territory. And that'll be the second out here in the 6th inning. Impressive job there by the future Horned Frog behind the plate, Plunkett. There's a lot of room here at the new mound in Flower Mound. And he made use of just about every inch of it there behind the plate. So now with 2 gone, Thornquist is retired, and Casey Jacobson, the shortstop, will step in with Pollock running for Hill over at first base. First pitch to Jacobson in there, strike 1. Casey batting .282 on the year. Tied for the team lead in RBIs with 16. Oh, 1 pitch swung on, lifted up, fading foul over and into the Blue Raider dugout. The protective netting there for the players, keeping the first baseman, Adams, from making that catch. And the count is 0-2. Peeking ahead to the top of the 7th, it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 spots of the Blue Raider lineup. Rose, Williams, and Adams due up. Jaguars leading at 2-1. Looking for some extra insurance here, bottom of the 6th, before they try to collect 3 outs and close out game 1 in the top of the 7th. Pitch out. 1-2 the count. Pollock with a decent lead at first. Pitch home. Pitch is smoke. Kick save and a beauty by Wallace over at third base.
Coach, we're watching a lot of playoff hockey here lately.
It's been some great hockey on. Unfortunately for the Stars, they're no longer in it, but the fact that they came back and even that series up was enough to excite this Stars fan. Off speed, fouled off right side. Going to get over into the tennis courts. Jacobson trying to extend the inning, perhaps add to a 2-1 Jaguar lead. Low and outside, Pollock started to take off. Actually just kind of froze in his tracks to see how far the ball was going to get away from Plunkett. Wisely stayed put and went back to the bag at first. Plunkett with a cannon behind the plate. Kind of reminds me of a former Jaguar catcher who went to play at TCU. Jimmy Farr. Jacobson lifts this one high into the air. The center fielder, Peterson, runs underneath it, makes the catch, and will put away the Jags in the 6th. In the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left. Last chance time for the Blue Raiders. They trail by 1. They'll come up to bat top of the 7th. Right now you can see that folks here in attendance can see that Coach Gibson has his team huddled up over in front of the first base dugout. We'll see what the Blue Raiders can do when we come back here to the mound in Flower Mound after these messages on CSR TV.
Do you need a boost in exposure? Want to reach local, community-minded folks with information about your business? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games for more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. It's also a way for your business to give back to the community by helping all these well-deserving student-athletes get some recognition for their accomplishments. The cost simply can't be beat for the effect it will have. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and best of all, it provides an opportunity for the best advertisement of all, word of mouth. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
We head to the 7th inning. Flower Mound 2, LD Bell 1. Game 1 of this best-of-3 by-district playoff series. You've watched every pitch right here on CSR TV. Thomas Lee here with you along with Alex Derling. In the 7th, 5, 6, and 7 spots in the lineup. Caleb Rose will lead things off for the Blue Raiders as B.J. Myers is out to begin his first full inning of work, and he starts off Rose with strike 1. Myers threw 7 pitches in the 6th, striking out Ward and Plunkett back-to-back. All 7 of those pitches were strikes, as this one misses below the knees for ball 1. Rose is officially without an at-bat, sacrificed Ferguson running for Plunkett over in the 2nd. Walked in the 5th on 4 pitches and came around to score on an error. The lone Blue Raider run of the contest. Rose swings this one. Foul over on the third base side. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively, Darren Arnold in left field. Connor Wanhana is in center. Jamison Hanna over in right. Playing straight away against the left-handed swinging Caleb Rose. Swings at this one. Back to the screen again. Staying alive at the plate is Rose. Around the infield, Millard is at third. The shortstop, Casey Jacobson. Noah Hill at second. At first, Sean Weimer. 2-2. Grounder to third. Millard up with it. The throw over in time. Put a gold star by that one, folks. Great defensive play by Timmy Millard at the hot corner.
Well, Thomas, we've seen that all year from Tim. He's played great defense all season for the Jacks.
So with 1 out in the 7th, that'll bring up the third baseman, Chad Williams, the junior. .361 average, no homers, 13 driven in. Takes the first pitch above the letters for ball 1. That pitch stays high, and now 2 balls and no strikes. And things are not going so well for the Jaguar neighbors to the north. A 5-run 5th inning for Trinity as the Trojans now lead 7-3. Meanwhile, Myers falling behind 3-0 on Williams. Can't get the call on the automatic either. It's a 4-pitch walk. First walk for Myers. And only the 10th of the season for BJ. That's going to bring Coach Watson out to the mound. 3rd year here at Flower Mound, 17th overall as a coach, and does a great job with this pitching staff. It's got a lot to work with, too, but he gets the most out of them. We got a final from Coppell as the Cowboys win it 5-4. So Coppell notching the first win in their best-of-3 series with Nimitz. It's a final at Hebron, too, as the Hawks defeat Heritage. 6-2, the final there. Congratulations to Coach Stone and his club. After the conversation, now Chris Adams steps to the plate. Runner on first. Jaguars leading it 2-1. One down here in the 7th. First pitch. Can't find the zone still. 1-0 the count. Adams 0 for 2 against Johnston. Again, the slider's inside. Danny Wallace walks out of the dugout with a couple of words for our home plate umpire. That's 6 straight balls thrown by B.J. Myers. Grounder, foul down the first base line. Some pitchers, you would think, 6 straight balls, no big deal. But a kid who comes in with 10 walks now on the season in 51 innings of work. And a kid who pounds the strike zone game in and game out. Speaking of, in there, strike 2.
Good no call by the umpire there. BJ was already into his windup when he was calling for time.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Swung on, driven into right field for a base hit. Jamison Hanna slides down in the outfield, one-handed to the wall to try to get it in. Williams is home, and safe at third is Adams. We are tied at 2. Single for Adams. The run scores on an error. Adams advances to third on the same error on the right fielder. Conversation here as there's going to be a sub. Coach Wallace coming to collect the infield together. An amazing job of taking advantage of an opportunity there by the Blue Raiders. A great single for Adams on a 2-2 pitch. He was able to drive it through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Coach Gibson told me before the ball game he wanted his team to be aggressive. They were there, and as Hanna slid by the ball in right field, gave enough time for Williams to come home and score. Myers now has to collect himself as Matt Molina will step to the plate. Actually, it's a pinch hitter for the Blue Raiders. Ryan Sanford. Riley Ferguson is the pinch runner for Adams on third. Ryan Sanford, the senior, swings the first pitch and comes up empty, 0-1 the count. Blue Raiders tying it up with a run here in the top of the 7th. Myers quickly back to work, attacking and ahead of the pinch hitting Sanford, 0-2.
Thomas Tritt, the same thing like the last inning when BJ came on runners first and second. Focus on the guy at the plate.
Infield is in. Goes right after him. The slider gets him. 3-pitch strikeout. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Myers strikes out Sanford. There are now 2 gone here in the 7th. 2 runs in this ball game for the Blue Raiders, both of them unearned because of Jaguar errors. Austin Simmons now steps up. He's 0 for 1, did work a walk in the 6th. Tries to lay down a bunt. He's trying to fall the ball down and couldn't quite catch the head of the bat up to it. The pitch snaps in for a strike. Count is 0-1. Myers gets the sign from Andrews. Comes set, checks the runner at third. 0-1, swung on and driven into right field for a base hit. LD Bell takes their first lead of the night, 3-2, on a 2-out RBI single by Austin Simmons in the top of the 7th. That gives the Blue Raiders a total of 4 base hits in the contest, 2 coming here in the 7th. First pitch high and outside as Mason Peterson steps in as the lineup resets. Jaguars will have some work to do in the bottom half of this frame. They'll have 9, 1, and 2 in the order coming to the plate in the 7th. Resiliency shown by the HEB ISD here tonight. Slider in there for strike 1. Bottom of the 5th inning over at Trinity. Marcus was leading 3-2 before the Trojans put up a 5 spot, now lead at 7-6. And the Blue Raiders coming from behind here at the mound tonight. They're trailing the entire contest, 1-0 after the first, 2-1 after the 5th. That's the way it was here in the top of the 7th. 2-1 pitch, slow roller to short. Jacobson up with it. The throw over. Guns him down. What a play by Casey. Peterson is as fast as they come, and Casey Jacobson just robbed him of a base hit. That will close the door on the 7th. Blue Raiders play 2 runs. They do it on the benefit of 2 base hits and an error. And 1 runner left aboard. Last chance time now for the Jaguars. LD Bell leads it 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. You're watching Jaguar baseball, playoff baseball here on CSR TV.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
We head to the bottom of the 7th. Bell up 3-2. First time tonight Morgan's thrown a pitch with the lead. And it's ball 1 to Jamison Hanna, the right fielder. 9, 1, and 2 spots in the lineup. Due up here for the Jaguars. Curveball catches there. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 83 pitches now thrown by Morgan. 49 of them for strikes. Pitches swung on, flaring towards shallow, very shallow left field. The shortstop Simmons is back and will make the catch after the pop-up. It'll be the first out here in the 7th. Interesting question here for Coach Gibson. After a leadoff single tonight, it's been 8 out of 9 pitches outside the zone for Connor Wanhanen and a pair of walks. Morgan has been turned loose. He goes after him, catches the inside corner for strike one. Connor has scored both Jaguar runs in the contest. He's reached base all 3 times. This half inning of Flower Mound Jaguar baseball brought to you in part by Flower Mound Chiropractic in the office of Dr. Nick Ponomarenko. The office is located just behind right center field at 3121 Cross Timber Road, Suite 100, and they're accepting new patients in all forms of insurance. Visit them online at flowermoundchiropractic.com for more information. 2-1 fought off. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wanhanen. Morgan scattering 4 hits tonight. That one was either outside or low. Either way, it's a full count to Wanhanen, and the Blue Raider fans are not happy about it. Payoff pitch. Wanhanen swings and fouls it back to stay alive. Matt Molina in left field. Mason Peterson is in center. Caleb Rose over in right. They're all playing. Well, on the left side, they're playing towards the line and shallow, and they're playing Connor to pull it to right deep. Instead, he flares it to left. Fly ball to left field, caught by Molina. Jaguars down to their final out. So that'll bring up Skylar Cox. 5'10", 165-pound sophomore is due. 0 for 2 tonight after coming in hitting .333 on the season. Beautiful sacrifice bunt in the first. Grounded out in a fielder's choice to short in the second. Fly ball to left in the 5th. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Oh, 1 from Morgan. Just outside, 1-1 the count. Pitch is high, now 2 balls and a strike. Morgan's done so well tonight, the 5'9", 170-pound senior. 4 hits surrendered, struck out 2, has walked 4, allowed 2 runs, only 1 earned. Turns at this one. Cox drives it down the left field line. It bounces and hits the wall. Cox is on his horse. He's going to trot in standing up with a 2-out double here in the 7th.
Great job by Cox to just take it what Morgan gives you, threw it inside, turned his hips, and just gave it a ride down the left field for the double.
After that hit, it's going to bring Coach Gibson out to the mound to see perhaps some action over for the Blue Raiders. And we may have a new pitcher. I see a young man with his glove that hopped off the bench. Looks like he's coming to the ball game. We'll see if that happens. So here's the situation. LD Bell leads it 3-2. Bottom of the 7th, Jaguars batting. There are 2 outs. Skylar Cox just roped a double down the left field line. And it looks like Morgan's day is done. Mitch has fared well against Morgan. Makes sense that they're making the move. Singled in the first, walked in the third, reached on an error in the 5th. But now Mitch Andrews will face off against Owen Rake. Rake is a 5'11", 150-pound senior. on the season. Owen Rake with a 1-0 record. He's got 5 saves and 5 opportunities. So make no mistake, this is the Blue Raiders closer coming in here. A 1.42 earned run average in 19 2/3 innings pitched on the year. This is his 16th appearance. He has surrendered 13 base hits, 6 runs, only 4 earned, 11 walks against 20 strikeouts, has hit 2 batters, and a 1.22 whip, which is walks plus hits per innings pitched. Jaguars don't want to be greedy. Base hit to the outfield here, barring a spectacular throw by an outfielder, would tie it up. And if Rake makes a mistake and Andrews can clear the fence with his 3rd home run of the year, it'd be a walk-off victory in Game 1 for the Jaguars. Danny Wallace with a long conversation with his senior catcher.
Outside of Connor, this is probably the guy you want at the plate.
.359 average coming in. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. Second in average, first in home runs, tied for first in ribbies. Cox on second as a hush falls over the crowd. This is the quietest I think I've ever heard 1,000 people be in my life. As you can hear a pin drop when that ball dropped into the mitt of Plunkett behind the plate. It's ball 1, 1-0 to Andrews. Off speed, stays high, 2-0. So not only is it a 2-ball, no-strike count with 2 outs, means that Rake's going to have to come into the zone here soon. This is a great hitter's count here for Mitch Andrews. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. And I think Mitch was leaving the bat on his shoulder no matter what. Two-one, low and outside. Great hitters count, 3-1 now for Andrews. And Weimer on deck in case Mitch is issued a free pass to first. Cox on second, 2 gone here. Bottom of the 7th inning. Fastball, spoiled foul, up and out of play. Over towards the concession stand. High drama here at the mound. Skylar Cox takes a lead off of second. Owen Rake, the new pitcher. With a payoff pitch to Mitch Andrews. Foul, just got a piece to stay alive. Good stuff from Mitch at the plate. Everybody on their feet here at the mound in Flower Mound. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Off speed, hammered down the left field line, but foul. Cox looked like he was shot out of a cannon on that one, as he was almost a third by the point that the ball touched down in foul territory in left field. Payoff pitch from Rake again. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. First strikeout for Rake, and the Blue Raiders come from behind to take game 1 of the series, 3-2. In the 7th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Morgan with the win, Rake with the save. And it's a final here from Flower Mound in game one. 3-2 your score. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for the Blue Raiders. LD Bell only strands 4 base runners in the contest. Jaguars 2 runs on 5 hits and 3 costly errors that led to all 3 LD Bell runs. It's a final 3-2. Back to the mound after these messages on CSR TV. Blue Raiders knocking off Flower Mound here in game 1 of this best of 3 series.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores. 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting. It's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Apologize for the technical difficulties there, but the thoughts of Danny Wallace I will echo to you here in a moment. Final score is a tough one for Jaguar fans as Bell comes back and wins it in the top of the seventh with 2 more unearned runs, 3 unearned runs in total for the Blue Raiders as they knock off the Jaguars tonight 3-2. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for the Blue Raiders, 4 left on base for the Flower Mound Jaguars, 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 errors, 7 left aboard. Winning pitcher is Jordan Morgan, the 5'9", 170-pound senior. Sees his record improve to 6-2 on the year. In 6 2/3 innings, he threw 95 pitches, 56 for strikes, surrendered just 4 base hits, struck out 2, walked 4, allowed 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Owen Rake came on and got his 6th save of the season. The 5'11", 150-pound senior threw 8 pitches to the 1 batter he faced. 5 of them for strikes as Mitch Andrews fouled off a couple of 2-strike balls that came close to the plate. And anyway, ended up striking out, did Andrews. That was the lone result of the lone batter that Rake faced in the 7th inning. No decision tonight for Kyle Johnston, the 6', 190-pound senior. 76 pitches thrown, 46 for strikes in 5 1/3 innings. Surrendered 2 base hits, struck out 5, walked 3, allowed 1 unearned run. Meanwhile, Myers, in an inning and 2/3, surrendered 2 base hits, struck out 3, walked 1, allowed 2 runs, both of them, again, unearned. So, Doc, it's kind of the story of the night. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's a little bit of what the Jaguars were faced to deal with last year in the first-round playoff series is unearned runs, the real bugaboo tonight, allowing Bell to score the 3 runs they needed to get the win.
Yeah, it's just tough there, especially you figure they're up 2-1. Andrews throws the 3rd attempt, bounces off his glove, guy scores. Ball game tied. Same thing out here. Like I say, from our vantage point for Hannah, I don't know. Like I say, I can't speak for the grass, but an untimely spill, ball goes by him, and then for the third run for poor BJ, like you just see the frustration on his face. He threw a good pitch, and the guy just hammered it. Nothing you could do. You know, it's just untimely errors that have been uncharacteristic. That's not the way they've been playing in their win streak they've had here getting out of district play. So, stuff to clean up. I'm sure Coach will have them in the right mindset for tomorrow. They're right there. There's nothing, you know, this can still be done. Bell didn't do anything overly fancy today. You know, they took advantage of some mistakes, and that's where I'm sure Coach is telling them that right now. Just, you know, hey, it's not a one-game thing. Let's go to their house, take it, and we'll come back here and finish.
That's right. That's part of the differences between this year and last year is an opportunity for the Jaguars to ride some momentum into, if they can get the win tomorrow night on the road, then ride that momentum into Game 3 coming back here on a Saturday afternoon. And that really bodes well for them with the depth of their pitching staff. The longer they can extend this thing, how it's going to favor them in most every instance out there. Let's look at some of the hitting numbers from this one tonight. We'll start off with the Blue Raiders. Mason Peterson was 1 for 4 tonight, had an infield single in the first, but was picked off after that. John Mark Garner in the 2-hole ended up 0 for 2, did walk in the 6th. Trevor Ward batting third, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Zach Plunkett, 1 for 3, had a single in the second. His courtesy runner, Riley Ferguson, was stranded, though, at third base. Caleb Rose batting in the 5 spot. He was 0 for 1 tonight, had a sacrifice bunt, a walk, came around to score the first unearned run in the 5th, and also was retired in a great defensive play by Millard at third. Batting 6th, Chad Williams was 0 for 1, struck out in the second, sacrifice in the 5th, walked and came around to score on the error in right field that allowed the 2 runs to come across or at least the first of the 2 runs to come across in the 7th. Chris Adams batting 7th. He was 1 for 3, singled and came around to score in the 2-run 7th inning. Matt Molina in the 8th spot, 0 for 2. Ryan Sanford hit for him in the 7th inning and struck out swinging. Austin Simmons, 1 for 2 tonight, walked in the 6th, RBI single in the 7th. It all adds up to 3 runs on 4 hits, aided by 3 Jaguar errors. The Bell Blue Raiders strand 4 runners in the contest. For the Jaguars, leading things off, Connor Wanhanen. He finished 1 for 2 tonight, a pair of walks, and scored both the Jag runs. Skylar Cox batting second was 1 for 3, had a beautiful sacrifice bunt in the first. But the big play was the double in the 7th with 2 outs to give the Jags a little bit of life and a little opportunity in the home half of the frame. Batting third, Mitch Andrews. He was 1 for 3, singled in the first, walked in the third, did reach base on an error in the 5th. Batting fourth, Sean Weimer. He was 0 for 3, but did have a sacrifice fly RBI in the first, plating Wanhanen. Batting fifth, Tim Millard. He was 0 for 3 tonight. Noah Hill batting sixth was 1 for 2, infield single in the second. Also walked in the 6th inning. Ryan Sloma, the DH, was 1 for 2, singled in the second. Nick Thornquist hit for him in the 6th and popped up to the catcher Plunkett in foul territory. In the 8th spot, Casey Jacobson, 3 fly balls to the outfield, 0 for 3 tonight for the shortstop Jacobson. And batting ninth, Stefan Shimankevich struck out looking in the second. Jamison Hanna hit for that spot in the 5th and 7th and had a fly ball to left and a pop-up to the shortstop Simmons in the 7th. It all adds up to 2 runs on 5 hits. 1 Bell error did plate 1 run, and the Jaguars strand 7 base runners in the contest. It all adds up to a bitter pill for Jaguar fans to swallow here in Game 1 as the Blue Raiders win it by a score of 3-2. But, Doc, as you mentioned a moment ago, this is not anything that the Jaguars should get down about, should be upset. They have lots of opportunity to still exact some revenge on the bitter defeat last year in the playoffs. And what better way to do it than to come from behind in the series, take Games 2 and Game 3 to advance. And they have that opportunity ahead of them over the next 36 hours.
They do, and I think that's something that, this happened last year. You have a role reversal on it. You took game 1 last year, they took the next 2. But the key stat out of what you saw that I think was very important, 7 guys left on base. And that was in the first 3 innings, where you had opportunities to build a lead, and it just didn't happen. And that's where it's uncharacteristic. I say it can't just be Connor, it can't just be 1 or 2 guys. It's got to be the whole lineup, and that's what their success was in their winning streak in district, and that helped them get some momentum heading into the playoffs. It was a collective effort, and that's where I think we'll see it a little differently here in Game 2, where, hey, be timely with your hitting. I saw a lot of pop-ups in this one, and just straight down a swing. We talked about taking advantage. Bell took advantage of their opportunities. You had your chances there. Those balls will start falling for you if you keep going for it.
Yeah, keep working hard at it and keep your focus and keep your mind right at the plate. That's what Danny Wallace and the coaching staff are going to have to probably work on the most here going into tomorrow night, making sure that none of these young men are doing too much in the contest. Meanwhile, the Marcus Marauders, Drew Jackson just had a 2-run double in the top of the 7th to tie their ball game at Trinity. So it's 7-7, top of the 7th. And the Marauders, the never say die Marcus Marauders, in the direction of head coach Jeff Sherman, once again proving their resiliency. 7-7, top of the 7th in a ball game you can watch on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. So that'll do us from here. We invite you to go over and join Ryan Mueller, Doug Branch, Ryan Martin for the call of Trinity and Marcus. Again, 7-7, top of the 7th inning. A lot of excitement over there in Euless. Final score here tonight, 3-2. It's a tough one for the Jaguars, but they are going to have to come up with a way to get 2 runs in the next 2 contests. As the Blue Raiders win tonight 3-2. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 4 left on base for the Blue Raiders. Jaguars, meanwhile, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on. For Alex Sterling, I'm Thomas Lee. We'll be back at you tomorrow night from the Blue Raiders field in Hurst as the Jaguars try to crawl out of this 1-game lead that LD Bell has in this best-of-3 series. First pitch, 7:30. You can watch all the action right here on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. So, folks, for all of us here at Champion Sports Radio, I'm Thomas Lee. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow right back here for Game 2 of this series between LD Bell and Flower Mound.